Season 4 might be Halo Infinite's most important update to date. After an agonizingly slow start, Infinite has started to rebound with the winter update and Season 3 actually passing for a live service game. And Season 4 is coming out swinging with some big features fans have been asking for since the beta, career rank, and the infection mode. How did it all turn out? Was it worth the wait? Let's find out. Let's start out with the namesake for this entire season, Infection. Infection is a staple game mode in Halo, and there's no way to screw up a game mode like this, but I had a lot of questions about how Infinite specifically would handle this mode. The main question mark I had going into Infinite's Infection was the lack of pump action shotgun. In just about every prior Halo game, the pump action shotgun would one-shot any Spartan at full health with full shields, and that kept the energy sword in check. However, Infinite's Bulldog shotgun was a 3-shot kill from full health, and that meant the energy sword was way more powerful in Infinite. I was worried that this balance would carry over to Infection and the infected would have a super easy time killing the survivors, but 343 actually did something smart by making all of the infected unshielded. Now the Bulldog would actually be a one-shot kill up close, as well as boosting the power of every other weapon in the game.
Bad time to reload, bad time to reload.
To make up for that lack of shield, the infected move twice as fast as regular Spartans, and with the energy sword's long-range lunge, they can close the gap incredibly quickly. In addition to the extra speed, the first 2 Spartans to start the match infected will also have shroud screens that they can throw and can turn invisible when crouched. And anyone infected during the game has the new quantum translocator equipment instead of shroud screens and also cannot turn invisible. The balance between the infected and the survivors is really fair. It's just as fun to be infected as it is to survive, and with 4 rounds before lobbies disband, it's not at all tedious to play. That all being said, the standout achievement that I wasn't expecting was the way 343 framed each match as part of the live service narrative. The story and lore behind this infection mode is that the Brute AI Iratus has taken control of a simulation all of these multiplayer games are played in. As a result, certain textures around the map have this red corruption effect on top of them, and they'll make similar noises to the sound of infected Spartans, which makes it always feel like there's an enemy behind you. The developers also made changes to the map to frame the start of each round of infection like it's in the middle of an outbreak. Rather than spawning at the back of the map like you would in any other mode, your Spartans are segmented into smaller groups behind boarded up barricades made up of tables and other small pieces of furniture to keep the infected Spartans out. You also only spawn with 1 magazine's worth of ammo in your Bulldog and Commando, as though you've seen some action. If you break down some of those barricades, you can get more ammo at certain areas around the map, and if you look around, you'll see other dead infected Spartans around the map with weapons, grenades, and equipment that you can pick up and use. It's framed similarly to the Elite Massacre in Halo 2, where all you're seeing is the aftermath. Alternatively, you can keep those barricades up and hope they put enough time between you and the infected to eke out a win, or at least finish as one of the last few infected. After a lot of games, I honestly can't see a reason you shouldn't break down at least 1 barricade to go get more ammo in at least one of your weapons, or join a larger group of teammates in a better location, but the option is there for you. At the very least, it's a great bit of environmental storytelling that tells you just how dangerous it can be out there. Oh, and by the way, those infected Spartans, A, look really cool, and B, will have Iratus as their personal AI, and his dialogue is excellent. This is both a great way to differentiate both teams while you're playing, and B, gives us more insight into who Iratus is as a person AI thing. Not that his name leaves much to the imagination, but at least his voice lines are really funny.
Worthy vessel of the vanished, you are cowardice with legs.
The live service narrative has gotten a lot of criticism so far, and I haven't been shy about my opinions, but I have to give credit where credit is due. This is the best writing and presentation the live service has had so far. Though it's not the gut punch the Elite Massacre was for Halo 2, this is the first time something in the story has felt impactful. If this is the catalyst for a story that actually goes places, then I'm on board. So long as we get to learn more about the characters they've already established, because right now we don't know a whole lot about them. Infection was one of the standout additions to Infinite with this update, and as you could tell by my enthusiasm, 343 knocked it out of the park. My expectations were not just met, they were exceeded. The other standout addition is Career Rank, which I unfortunately don't have as much to say about. It's not because it's a particularly good or bad addition, but because I don't know how you review something so basic. Leveling up and increasing your rank in a video game is such a basic concept that it's weird not to have it. It's like having to review split-screen co-op or the addition of a pause button in certain single-player games. It's something that you should have, but it's not something you can really talk about for an extended period of time. That being said, there is not a great reason Career Rank is even in the game right now. All that it does is give you a number beside your name that goes up the more you play. There aren't any new guns or perks you can unlock by increasing your rank like in Call of Duty, or any cosmetics you can unlock by reaching a certain level like in most other video games out there. You just have a number that goes up. Compare that to the Battle Pass where, yeah, you have a number that just kinda goes up, but you unlock new pieces of armor and some other cosmetics for increasing your level on the Battle Pass, and there's nothing like that for Career Rank. I'm glad that Career Rank is here now, but I wish there was more purpose to it. Also, they could probably make some double XP tokens for Career Rank because, yeah, I have a lot for the Battle Pass that I'm not using. Season 4 also comes with 2 new maps, one new arena map and one new big team battle map, and I don't have much to say about them. Both of them are perfectly adequate from a gameplay standpoint, but where they really shine in my opinion are the visuals.
Ah! Get fucked, idiot.
The arena map, Forest, takes place near the ruins of a temple in, well, a forest. And what the map lacks in clever naming, it makes up for in the layout and visuals. The layout is similar to a map like Cliffhanger. It's more circular in its design than the 3-lane maps Infinite was populated with at launch, and it works well for what it is. Visually, it reminds me a lot of the Halo 2 mission Delta Halo, specifically the part towards the end when Cortana says,
"You always bring me to such nice places."
Yeah, this part of the campaign mission looks pretty much exactly like Forest, although the layout is very different. Where Forest reminds me of the Halo 2 mission Delta Halo, the new big team battle map, Scar, reminds me of Mustafar from Star Wars. It's an industrial site on a planet that's mostly lava, so I mean yeah, it's the obvious comparison everyone's gonna jump to. Scar has that same vaguely circular design as both Forest and Cliffhanger, except now it's in big team battle. It's a fine map. I don't think it flows quite as well as the 2 arena maps, but it might just be because it's new and people haven't quite figured out how to play it yet. Overall, 2 good maps that I don't hate playing and aren't 3-lane maps. Solid additions to the game, though not standout features, in my opinion.
Fuck.
Another new addition that isn't a standout feature is the Quantum Translocator. I have mixed feelings about this one. So the idea behind this is that you can set up 2 locations, and at the push of a button you can ping back and forth between them like Tracer in Overwatch. Thankfully there's a cooldown on this, so it's not something you can spam constantly. However, I just haven't found a great use for this. You get one in Infection if you're infected during a game, and you just have so little health that you don't have much time to bail if you're being shot at, and you can't use it reactively in that situation either. The best use I've had for it is to save myself from accidentally running off the map because of the increased movement speed, but I often forget to even set it up because it takes a long while. And in the non-infection modes, I don't see many situations where I'd want this over an overshield or active camo, which is what style of equipment this is. The only clever situation I've been able to come up for it is in Capture the Flag. My idea was to sneak behind the enemy lines, take their flag, and immediately teleport out of their spawn, but there's a timer on how long you can use it for, and I didn't get to see whether it worked or not. But even then, you could have done the same thing with an active camo. I haven't written it off as a bad piece of gear, I think it's just not for me. Another thing that isn't for me is the new Threat Seeker, which is the same thing as the Threat Sensor except for ranked play. Apparently they needed to rebalance this piece of equipment for ranked play, and well, I don't play ranked and never will. So ranked players, let me know what you think in the comments. Beyond that, there isn't much happening content-wise with Season 4. There's of course a new Battle Pass, and with it a new Armor Core. The Hazmat Armor Core is new with Season 4, and I think it looks really nice. Is it a little silly that a super soldier inside of a vacuum-sealed super suit that weighs as much as a tank and has an energy shield needs more protection against hazardous materials? Yes. But there's also a World War I inspired armor core in the game, and I didn't see anyone complain about that. If it looks cool, it is cool. And I think it looks cool. Then again, I ran Hazop helmets in Halo Reach, so what do I know? 343 also talked not too long ago about the work they're doing on cross-core customization. The result is that all of the cosmetics released from Season 4 onward are cross-core. No word on whether or not the content released before Season 4 will ever become cross-core, but better late than never, I suppose. There's also already plans for 5 mid-season events, and there's some updates for Forge mode, but other than that, that's all of the content added to the game right now. So with all that being said, how is Season 4? Well, I actually like it quite a bit. I think Season 4 is the best season of Halo Infinite we've had so far, though that isn't really saying much. I don't think there's anything here that shouldn't have been here at launch, but the fact that things like Infection and Career Rank are finally present in Infinite is a good sign. Between this and the 2 prior title updates, I feel like 343 has finally got the ball rolling. And even though there's still a lot they need to do regarding stability, customization, a service record, map voting, and, well, I can go on forever, but I at least have faith that those things will come to the game eventually. Well, maybe not a service record and map voting since modern first-person shooters decided we don't want those features anymore, but you get the idea. But those are just my thoughts. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, like the video if you made it this far, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.